You wake up one morning, look in the mirror, and something feels different. Not in a dramatic overnight transformation kind of way, but in a subtle realization that your body has been carrying more than just physical weight. It's carrying habits, routines, stress, late nights, skipped meals, and moments where self-care quietly slipped into the background. Now imagine this, your body starts responding differently. You feel lighter when you move. Your clothes sit more comfortably. Your energy feels more stable throughout the day. Not because of a miracle shortcut, but because something inside your daily rhythm has shifted in a way that your body finally understands. This is not about extreme methods. It's not about punishment, starvation, or unrealistic expectations. It's about understanding how your body actually works and creating an environment where change feels natural instead of forced. Let's talk honestly about belly fat. It's one of the most common concerns people share, and it's also one of the most misunderstood. Many believe there is a single trick, a secret routine, or a hidden formula that instantly reshapes the body, but real transformation doesn't come from shortcuts. It comes from consistency, awareness, and small decisions that quietly stack up over time. One of the first things to understand is that your body does not change in isolation. It responds to everything you do, how you sleep, how you eat, how you manage stress, how much you move, even how you think about your own progress plays a role in how you stay committed. Let's start with something simple but powerful, awareness of daily habits. Most people underestimate how much of their routine is automatic. You eat without thinking. You sit for long periods without noticing. You reach for food not always out of hunger, but sometimes out of habit, boredom, or emotion. None of this is wrong. It's human. But when awareness increases, change becomes possible. Now imagine gently shifting those patterns, not forcing them, not fighting yourself, just noticing. When you feel like eating, pause for a moment and ask yourself what your body actually needs. When you feel tired, consider whether rest, movement, or hydration might be the real answer. These small moments of awareness create the foundation for physical change. Movement is another essential piece of the puzzle, but it doesn't need to feel overwhelming or complicated. Your body is designed to move regularly. When it does, it becomes more efficient at using energy. It starts to feel more alive, more responsive, more balanced. The key is consistency rather than intensity. A daily rhythm of movement that feels sustainable is far more effective than pushing yourself too hard and burning out quickly. Walking, stretching, light strength-based movement, and even simple active routines throughout the day can gradually shift how your body feels and functions. But physical movement alone is only part of the picture. What you eat plays an equally important role. Instead of focusing on restriction, think in terms of nourishment. Your body is constantly rebuilding itself. Every meal is an opportunity to support that process. Whole, natural foods tend to provide more stable energy. They help you feel satisfied for longer periods and reduce the cycle of sudden cravings that often lead to overeating. When meals become balanced and intentional, your body stops feeling like it is in a constant state of reaction. Instead, it begins to feel supported. That sense of stability is what allows change to happen more naturally over time. Hydration is often overlooked, yet it plays a surprisingly important role. When your body is not properly hydrated, it can sometimes send signals that feel similar to hunger. This leads to confusion, unnecessary snacking, and a general sense of fatigue. When hydration becomes a regular part of your routine, your energy feels clearer and your body functions more smoothly. Now, let's talk about something that is often ignored but deeply influential: stress. Stress is not just a mental experience. It affects the body in very real ways. When stress becomes constant, your body stays in a heightened state of alert. Over time, this can influence how energy is stored and used. It can also affect sleep, digestion, and cravings. This is why calmness is not just emotional well-being, it is physical support. Moments of quiet, deep breathing, reflection, or simply stepping away from constant stimulation can help reset your internal balance. When your nervous system feels calmer, your body becomes more responsive to positive change. Sleep is another powerful factor that often gets underestimated. When you are well rested, your body has the opportunity to restore itself. Hormones that regulate hunger, energy, and recovery all depend on proper rest cycles. Without enough rest, the body tends to feel more fatigued, and cravings can become more intense and harder to manage. A consistent sleep rhythm helps your body understand when it is time to recover and when it is time to be active. This natural balance supports every other effort you make during the day. Now, at this point, you might be wondering if all of this is enough to create visible change in a short period of time. This is where expectations need to stay grounded in reality. The body does respond quickly to positive shifts in routine, but the most meaningful changes come from consistency rather than urgency. There is a moment many people experience during this process. It usually comes after a few days of better habits. You start to notice small differences, not dramatic ones, but subtle improvements. You feel less heavy after meals. Your energy is more stable. Your reflection in the mirror feels slightly different, even if you cannot immediately explain why. This is often the point where motivation either grows or fades. If expectations are too high, disappointment can appear quickly. But if you understand that transformation is a gradual unfolding, then each small improvement becomes meaningful. Let's pause here for a moment, because this is where many people lose momentum. They expect rapid, dramatic results, and when those results don't appear instantly, they feel discouraged. But real change is not a sudden event. It is a process of alignment between your daily choices and your long-term goals. Think of your body as something that responds intelligently rather than instantly. It adapts, it learns, it adjusts. When you treat it with consistency, it begins to trust the new patterns you are creating. There is also an emotional side to this journey that is often overlooked. How you speak to yourself matters. When self-talk is harsh or critical, it creates resistance. When it is patient and supportive, it creates space for growth. You are more likely to stay consistent when your mindset feels encouraging rather than punishing. Progress is not always visible in the mirror immediately. Sometimes it shows up in how you feel during the day, in your confidence when you move, in your willingness to continue even when results feel slow. These internal shifts are just as important as physical changes. As time continues, something interesting begins to happen. Your habits start to feel more natural. What once required effort begins to feel routine. Your body starts responding with less resistance. Energy feels more balanced. Cravings become more manageable. Movement feels more enjoyable rather than forced. And then, gradually, visible changes begin to align with how you feel internally. Not because of extreme methods, not because of shortcuts, but because your lifestyle has quietly transformed. There is a deeper truth here that is worth reflecting on. Your body is not working against you. It is always trying to adapt to your environment. When your environment supports health, your body responds in kind. When your environment is inconsistent or stressful, your body reflects that as well. This means change is always possible, not through force, but through alignment. As you continue on this path, there will be moments of doubt. That is completely normal. Some days will feel uncertain, and progress may seem slower than you expected. In those moments, it's easy to question yourself or lose direction, but doubt is not a sign of failure. It's simply part of growth, a natural response to stepping beyond what feels comfortable. There will also be moments of motivation where everything feels clear, energized, and possible. In those moments, taking action feels easy, almost effortless. These highs can be powerful, giving you a glimpse of what you're capable of and why you started in the first place. But real consistency is not built in extremes. It is not created only in moments of doubt or bursts of motivation. It is built in the quieter spaces in between, on the ordinary days when nothing feels particularly exciting or difficult. These are the moments that truly shape your progress. It's in choosing to show up when you don't feel like it, in repeating small habits without immediate reward, and in staying steady regardless of your mood. Over time, these small, consistent actions create something far more powerful than temporary motivation. They create lasting change. And perhaps the most important realization is this: transformation is not just about appearance. It is about how you feel inside your own body. It is about energy, confidence, comfort, and ease. When those elements begin to shift, everything else follows. Now imagine yourself a short time from now. Not drastically different, but noticeably improved in how you move through your day. You feel lighter, more active, more in tune with your choices. You no longer feel like you are fighting your body, but working with it. That is the real goal. And as you move forward, remember that every small decision matters. Every meal, every walk, every moment of rest, every choice to stay consistent instead of giving up early. It all adds up in ways that are not always immediately visible, but deeply meaningful over time. Before we end, take a moment to reflect on where you are right now. Not with judgment, not with criticism, but with simple awareness. Just notice. Notice your habits, your routines, your energy levels, and the way you respond to the challenges in your life. This kind of honest observation is where real change begins. Too often, people rush straight into fixing things. They create strict plans, set unrealistic expectations, and push themselves into sudden transformation. But without understanding the starting point, that pressure rarely lasts. It fades, and old patterns quietly return. Awareness, on the other hand, creates a foundation that is steady and sustainable. When you truly understand your current state, your choices start to shift naturally. You begin to see what supports you and what drains you. You recognize small moments where a different decision could lead to a better outcome. And those small moments, repeated consistently, begin to shape a new direction. Change doesn't require perfection. It doesn't demand that everything be fixed overnight. It simply asks for honesty and a willingness to move forward, one step at a time. Progress becomes less about force and more about alignment, less about pressure and more about intention. And once that understanding is in place, everything else becomes clearer. The path forward doesn't feel overwhelming anymore. It feels manageable. It feels possible. Because now, you're not reacting blindly. You're moving with awareness, building change in a way that actually lasts. If this message resonates with you, stay committed to your journey. Keep learning your body. Keep adjusting gently. Keep showing up for yourself in small, consistent ways. And if you found value in this, consider supporting the channel, sharing your thoughts in the comments, and subscribing so you do not miss future content that helps you continue building a healthier, more balanced version of yourself.